Hi, Matt with eTrailer. If you have a 2023 GMC Yukon XL and you want to take a bigger adventure with your family and maybe want to do some camping but you need some extra space, then the Yakima EXO system is going to be a great option for you. So let's check it out. This is a great system because you can mix and match this, whether you have the box on top or the basket on top. And you can get other accessories later on down the road. And what I also like about this is it's also going to give you full hatch access, which is kind of hard to see right now, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I come over here, we'll find that we have this large wingnut on the back. And what this is going to do is release tension with this arm. Once that's released, we're going to be able to swing this out by pulling that pin right there and pushing it fully out. Now when you do this, for the Yukon, you want to make sure you get this all the way out because opening up this hatch is going to be a tight fit. As you can see right here. See, it almost makes contact with our box. And something else you might be thinking about is you have a lot of space back here. Why would you need a cargo carrier? Well, if you are taking those bigger camping excursions and you have 7 people with you, that's probably not going to be enough space for everyone's luggage. And a second point too is if you have any gear that is coming directly in contact with outside, getting dirty, getting some bugs in it like your tent, then you're probably going to want that to stay outside of your vehicle in one of these boxes. But we can take a closer look at the box and the basket now. So the box is actually going to have this ability to swivel around, and that's really just going to be exclusive to this top point right here. So the basket or the box can swing around. You just got to make sure you remove that pin and that knob. And now if I just gently push this around, I have access to it on this side too. So that's going to be beneficial to you for a few reasons. If I just want to access the box from one point, I'm going to have that ability. Or if I want to access my basket too, because that's going to be a pretty tight fit with that box on top of it. Now that I've turned that box around, I'm going to be able to access this basket pretty easy too. Something to bear in mind too is if you have this out for extended periods of time, because if you are camping, you're probably going to want access to this most of your trip. Then I recommend using the kickstand that comes with this. That's just going to go right underneath this pivot point and alleviate some of that tension there so this lasts longer. But after you're talking about that pivot point now, we can actually swing that back in. All I have to do is pull on this pin and then pull on the carrier. And it'll come right towards me. Now, this carrier can hold quite a bit. For the box, that's going to have a capacity of 80 pounds up top and 100 pounds on the bottom. Now the basket's going to be a little bit different. The basket can hold up to 80 pounds on top as well, but the bottom is going to be able to hold up to 110 pounds. So you're going to get a little bit more out of it on the bottom. But in either configuration you have this in, this is going to block a lot of the back of your Yukon. As right now, this is blocking a majority of our back window, and pretty much in all the positions, it's going to block your backup camera and your license plate. Now we do have a license plate relocator, and that's also going to have a light kit built into it as well. You just need to make sure you have access to your 4-pole wiring that is on your Yukon. And let's get a few measurements just to see how this is going to sit back here. So the first measurement I'm going to get is going to be the distance from our back bumper to how far it sticks out. That's going to be about 31 inches, which isn't too bad, but this is a big vehicle and this is a pretty big carrier. So if you're in any tight spots, like a parking spot, this is going to be pretty tight. And really talking about parking spots too, this is going to be more ideal for those campground situations because if things are pretty tight, trying to swing this out is going to be pretty close to another vehicle. So definitely bear that in mind too. As for our ground clearance, this is actually going to be pretty high up. That distance is going to be just about or just under 25 inches. So that's pretty high off the ground, so you won't make contact with the ground. Now something to think about is if you have any heavier items and you're trying to load this in the back of here, maybe you have a small generator or a heavier cooler, then I'd recommend just grabbing a friend to help you lift that up. And the way this is going to attach to your Yukon is we're going to have this 2-inch shank that goes into your 2-inch hitch receiver. We're then going to have an anti-rattle bolt that goes through and connect to a lock core. Now this isn't going to use the same key system as what's on the carrier and your box, so you're going to have a few keys to carry around with this. Now if you do want to limit that, you actually can go into a website and find some other lock cores to get everything keyed alike. In my opinion, I think this is a great option for the Yukon for a few reasons. As far as hitch cargo carriers are concerned, a lot of them are great too because they do give you a lot of extra storage space. But this is going to give you a little bit more space than what those can offer, and since you can swing this away, it's not going to block access to your hatch at all. Now for a roof box, because roof boxes are great as well, they're pretty big, but they're usually going to have a limited weight capacity, a lot less than what these boxes or baskets are going to be able to carry, and it's going to be a lot more difficult to load your gear up there because this is a pretty tall vehicle. But that was just a look at the Yakima EXO system on the back of our 2023 GMC Yukon XL. I'm Matt, thanks for watching.